Hi there Guardians, Weekly Reset is upon us once again in Destiny 2, and in this Weekly Reset video, we're reviewing the Eververse Bright Dust Store items, 801's inventory, and also the return of Iron Banner this week. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So on the Eververse front page, the first item we have is the Amethyst Bloom shader. Then we have another shader, and this shader is called the Lucid shader. After those shaders, we then have the Riven projection. Then we have 3 universal armor ornaments. This week it will be the helmet, and for hunters we have the Intrepid Discovery Mask. Warlocks have the Intrepid Inquiry Hood ornament. And finally, for the Titan class, there is the Intrepid Exploit Helm. The very last Bright Dust item on the front page of Eververse is the Shadowboxing Rare emote. Okay guys, now let's move on to the other Eververse page. Now on the other Bright Dust page, the first item on the items row is the exotic emote, the experimental mishap. After that, we then have the Come At Me rare emote. Then the exotic ghost show, the Skitter show. The exotic ship, the prototype submersible. The exotic vehicle, the core dissection. The weapon ornament for the Fellwinter's Lie, called Blissful Ignorance. And lastly, for this row, we have the Altogether Noun projection. Now for the next row, the flare row, we firstly have the Ori Entrance Transmit effect. Then the Chrysalis Entrance Transmit effect. And the last transmit effect is the Minotaur Effects transmit effect. Now we're getting into the shaders. So the first shader we have is the Groove-adelic Legendary Shader. Followed by the Boreal Char shader. The Grayscale Undergrowth shader. And lastly, the Reef Mage shader. Okay, that just about covers all the Bright Dust items in the Eververse store. Now let's examine 801's items. Alright, next for 801's inventory items this week, we're first going to look at her shaders available this week. And the first shader she has available this week will be the Valkyrie Zero Legendary Shader. The next shader up for grabs this week from 801 will be the Echoes of Io Worn Uncommon Shader. And the last shader available from 801 this week will be the War Cold Scheme Legendary Shader. Now, moving on to 801's armor this week, the featured armor set this week from 801 is the Mimetic Savior set, and for Titans on the gauntlets, we have 13 mobility, 8 resilience, 6 recovery, 6 discipline, 7 intellect, 13 strength, and a total of 53. On the chest, there is 2 mobility, 19 resilience, 6 recovery, 2 discipline, 13 intellect, 13 strength, and a total of 55. On the helmet, there is 2 mobility, 6 resilience, 17 recovery, 11 discipline, 6 intellect, 8 strength, and a total of 50. And lastly, for Titans on the boots, there is 6 mobility, 15 resilience, 7 recovery, 8 discipline, 10 intellect, 8 strength, and a total of 54. Now let's look at the Warlock armor this week from 801. Moving on to 801's Warlock armor this week, on the Warlock gauntlets, there is 20 mobility, 6 resilience, 2 recovery, 7 discipline, 11 intellect, 6 strength, and a total of 52. Then on the Warlock robes, there is 11 mobility, 11 resilience, 2 recovery, 6 discipline, 6 intellect, 13 strength with a total of 49. Then on the helmet, we have 7 mobility, 2 resilience, 20 recovery, 6 discipline, 7 intellect, 14 strength, and a total of 56. Then lastly, for Warlocks on the boots, we have 17 mobility, 6 resilience, 2 recovery, 6 discipline, 13 intellect, 6 strength, and a total of 50. Alright you guys, now we're going to move on to the Hunter set. Lastly, for the Hunter armor available from 801 this week, on the gauntlets there is 6 mobility, 15 resilience, 7 recovery, 16 discipline, 7 intellect, 6 strength, a total of 57. Now on the chest there is 2 mobility, 10 resilience, 12 recovery, 6 discipline, 13 intellect, 6 strength with a total of 49. On the Hunter helmet there is 6 mobility, 18 resilience, 2 recovery, 20 discipline, 9 intellect, 2 strength, and a total of 57. And lastly, for Hunters this week, on the boots, there is 6 mobility, 2 resilience, 18 recovery, 11 discipline, 12 intellect, 2 strength, and a total of 51. And that's all of 801's armor this week, you guys. The last thing I will be covering in today's weekly reset video will be the return of Iron Banner this week. For weekly reset this week, Iron Banner has made its return back in Destiny 2, and this is actually the very first Iron Banner of the Final Shape DLC, and it will last all the way up until July 16th. Now if you're still hunting any of the Iron Banner weapon god rolls or any of the Iron Banner armor, now is definitely a great time to do so. But anyways you guys, that concludes today's weekly reset video, and thank you guys for watching, and subscribe for more content in the future.